Hey friend, welcome to the first episode of Let's Cheers to That, where we talk about navigating people in our everyday life, how to become a better friend, and building genuine relationships to up our quality of life. I am your host, Kayla, and on my journey to self-discovery, I have found that I cannot do life alone. With that, I have discovered how much a role that other people play in our everyday life, how people affect our moods, and how experiences with others have molded us into the people that we are today, and also how we affect other people. So as I'm on the journey to finding my tribe and building the type of relationships and friendships that I desire, I decided that I wanted to have open conversations and discussions that will force us to look inward. Now, this is a safe space, so if you are ready to dig deep and you have an open mind and an open heart, I welcome you to Let's Cheers to That. So today's episode is going to be all about friendship breakups. Um, I feel like I'm in the season of going through friendship breakups, and it's just a different space of life that I'm in. I feel like we all have those, like, you my day ones, right? Like the people that you grew up with, the people that you knew when you were younger, and um then you have your day twos, right? These are the people that you form relationships in your 20s or your early 20s. And these are people that you kind of made your family. These are the people that you met in somewhat of your adult life and that you formed genuine relationships with. And y'all form bonds. But as you know, we all grow. Time passes and things change, right? And so some of those friendships that you build when you're in your 20s probably won't last in your 30s. To me, it's starting to feel like you need to renew your friends every 10 years because every decade I feel like my friend circle changes because I change. Um, 10 years ago, I was a totally different person than I am today. And so if I met you when I was 21, um, chances are me at 31, I'm not going to be the same person. So that's kind of where I'm at in life right now, is like I have changed so much since I turned 21. And I am in a totally different space of life. And I know that when I have kids and get a family, that's going to change too. So dealing with friendship breakups is something that I feel like we all have to go through at some point in our life. But one thing that we don't talk about is how much that it truly does affect us in our day-to-day life. If you have a friend that you speak to on a normal day-to-day basis, y'all speak every day or y'all speak every week, and then all of a sudden you guys break up and you guys are no longer speaking on a consistent basis, it's very hard. Um, I've noticed in my life that, like, I'm really, really close with my friends. Like when we are besties, like we are besties. Like we're gonna be talking all the time. Not every day, because I'm not an everyday type of a friend, but we talk very often to the point where like you are very caught up on my life and I'm caught up on yours. Um, but recently I just had a friend breakup that truly hurts my soul to even go through because I just feel like it's hard. I feel like friendship breakups are a little bit worse than actual breakups with your partner because like your best friend is your like soulmate, you know? Like that's like we are twin flames. We are supposed to be doing life together. Because you know men come and go, but your friends are supposed to always stay there. And when you go through that space of like maybe you have outgrown each other or maybe you guys are just not in the same space of life, it like really hurts. It hurts to let that situation go. I feel like with some of the friendship breakups that I have went through over the years, it has been really hard to like break that tie. I feel like a lot of friendships end because of the high maintenance, low maintenance friend topic. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm what you consider a low maintenance friend. However, low maintenance friend does not mean that you cannot be a friend at all. And I feel like that's where the discrepancy is. Like, just because you are a low maintenance friend doesn't mean you need to not show up for your friends. Like, oh, I don't need you to call me every day and I don't need you to, be talking to me consistently. However, there is a strong difference between being low maintenance and like completely like letting some of your friends go and like just completely being a bad friend in general. And I've had to deal with that because as a low maintenance friend, I have also realized that if my friends don't check on me, I don't really check on them. And if I'm going through really bad seasons in my life, they kind of take the back seat, and I'm not really caring about what they feel or what they're going through because I'm so consumed in whatever it is that I have going through. And I truly feel like friendships should be more of, okay, your life is going, because life is going life, right? Life is going like crazy right now in my season, but your life is going crazy too. Like your life, the things that you have going on in your life in your day to day, you probably need somebody to talk to vent to. And when you're a low maintenance friend, you don't think to reach out to your friends to see how they're doing, right? So that is something that I battle with still to this day. That I got to reach out to my friends and be more present in their lives as they would be in mine. Now, when it comes to like life changes and like maybe you guys are not on the same path of life, I feel like that's really, really hard to deal with, especially like if you are in a situation where like you're a mom and your friend is no longer, and your friend is not. And now when you become a mom, maybe y'all met and y'all were both single and had no kids. And then one of you guys have kids, and then it kind of changes the dynamic of your entire life. You guys don't know how to form back. I feel like those are really, really tough because your friends without kids may not understand why you are in this space of life that's totally like not the same. Um, and then also when you become a parent, right? Now I'm not a parent, but I'm just making an assumption here that when you become a parent, like your life changes and you don't think the same. You're not in the same boat and you're not in the same mind frame as you were when you were single and not having any responsibilities. And so when you step into this new phase of life and your friends don't understand, it kind of drifts you guys apart. I've had friends that have had kids while I never had kids, and it did drift us apart. Like we were in two different spaces of life. And it isn't the whole like you can't call me on a Tuesday afternoon and be like, let's go to Africa on Friday, because like really, are we really doing that? I really just truly feel like it's more so of the fact that women with kids feel like they can't do things because maybe they don't have a babysitter, maybe they don't have support, maybe they don't have whatever, right? And so the fact that they can't makes them feel less than you who doesn't have that responsibility. And so it causes this wedge in between the two of you guys because they feel like they can't do what you can do. Honestly, a lot of us don't know how to communicate with each other exactly what we're feeling. And so since we can't communicate that, hey friend, I feel like I can't do the things that you can do and it's affecting our friendship. How can we mend this and make it as though I don't feel how I feel? You just let it go. You just let those feelings take over you to the point where you're like, we can't. I can't do this. I can't talk to you every day. I can't sit on the phone with you. I can't do X, Y, and Z and all of those things. And I just feel like that's just so unfair to each other. Like, I feel like if you guys are really truly friends, that you guys owe the conversation of this is how this is making me feel. But we don't look at that. We don't look at how we make each other feel. Um, and so now that I'm going through this season of like, dang, I've had seasonal friendships. And the root cause of it is usually because we don't have a conversation. Y'all ever heard that meme where it was like somebody ain't calling somebody because somebody owes them an apology? I wholeheartedly feel that because y'all Y'all don't understand when somebody feels like they are owed an apology, or if somebody feels like they owe them an apology, but they just won't because pride or because whatever. Maybe they don't feel like they owe you an apology, but you know that you deserve an apology. They ain't gonna call you. They will go ghost on you. Next thing you know, y'all ain't talked in this months going by and y'all haven't spoke. That's how a lot of my friendships have ended, honestly. Like, it's just been like, maybe you owe me an apology, or maybe I owe you an apology. And since we're not speaking, or since I don't feel the need to give you that apology, we don't talk. And that's just kind of like where it has been in my particular friendships. Now, comment below if you guys did deal with that um, in your guys' friendships, and if you have had a successful friendship lasting more than 10 years, do you feel like you guys have went through the ups and downs and the ebbs and flows of life? And how were you guys able to get back together and mend that? Because there's no way in 10 years you guys aren't going to argue. You guys aren't going to be friends anymore for a short period of time or for a long period of time. I feel like within 10 years you change so much that it's hard to make friends and it's hard to be a friend. Life, we don't have no rule book on how it's supposed to go, right? We just live it and figure it out as we go. Hey friend, are you new to Dallas? Or maybe you're just a Dallas local looking to form genuine connections. Well, we have the perfect community space just for you. If you click the link in the description box, it'll take you to the Take on Dallas app. I created this space so that we can connect and network and build those genuine relationships that we also desire. You can sign up, create your own profile, be the first to know about all the Take on Dallas events, and you even have the opportunity to host your own meetups. So look no further, the Take on Dallas is waiting for you. But what about those times when your friendships end, but it's not because they treated you bad? Because I feel like it's always this, well, I was this type of person to them, and I did this and I did that for them, and I kind of got the short end of the stick. That's kind of the friendship stories that I hear. Like, it's always the blame game, and it's never like, what did I do to affect this friendship to make this friendship like not last? It's always, well, I always did this for this person and she never did anything for me. And I'm like, honestly, if your friend never did anything for you, you wouldn't have been their friend. So let's not always play the blame game when it comes to your friendships. Like, this person did this to me, she was talking to my man and blah, 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 blah. Like, first of all, if you have women in your life that would actually for real take your man, I feel like you have a real bad judge of character. So that's where it comes into play of like, how can I choose better people around? Am I only being friends with somebody because of how they look? Where are the cute girls that like to go to brunch and da da da? Those are not always the type of friends that are like gonna be your friend. You never know what those types of friends can actually bring. Like, those can bring over friendships that are not really friends. So taking a look inward and realizing that maybe it was my judge of character just because they looked a certain way, or because they live a certain type of lifestyle, or they post these type of pictures on Instagram, or even becoming Instagram friends. Like, women do become friends with women because of Instagram. Like, if you look a certain way on Instagram, or if you look like you live in a certain type of way on Instagram, girls will eat that up. They'll be like, oh, she looks like she would be my type of friend. So, but not even looking at the character. I honestly feel like a lot of the Instagram friendships don't last because their characters are all flawed up. Your character and my character just don't mesh. Does that mean your character is bad and your character is good? No, that just means that our characters just don't mix. If you value certain things in your life and you want certain things in your life to happen and how you want it to happen and whatever that is, and you value something totally different, y'all are not the same just because you guys have that same aesthetic. I just want to reiterate that it's not always how bad somebody treats you. Sometimes you just have to look inward and find out what it is that I'm doing wrong and how am I picking these people, because I feel like that's a lot of the times that's where we mess up. So as we're going through these changes and phases in our life where we are in different seasons, and I just feel like it is important to choose correctly, choose the right friends, choose the right people in your life that are really there for you, who would wake up in the middle of the night and come get you stranded. Like, them is the type of friends that you need in your life, and those are the type of friends that you need to keep around. Now, I want to leave with this question for you guys. When is it appropriate to forgive someone, and when is it appropriate to let go? Because a lot of the times, us as women feel like women are quick to let their friends go, but not as quick to let their man go, you know? And I feel like the reason for that is because 9 times out of 10, the man is going to be calling. He going to be messaging you, trying to figure out what's up, like forcing that interaction. Friends do not do that. We don't call. Where once I feel like you messed me up, I ain't calling you. And if they feel like they didn't mess you up, if they feel like you mad at them for whatever reason, they're not going to call you either. And that is why there's a disconnect, because the men, or even you, if you feel like you messed up with your man or whatever, you're going to call and you're going to fight for that. So I want to open it up to a space where we are fighting for our friends too. Like, I'm fighting for my friend. Are you fighting for your friend? Is this a friendship worth fighting for? I highly encourage you to look inward when it comes to your friendships, because you just never know. You never know what people are really truly going through, or like how important your relationships are. If your friendship is worth saving, call them. This is your sign to call your friend, because life is so short. And I know that people say that all the time, but I'm so serious. Life is so short, and you just never know when it's going to be the last time you see them, when it's going to be the last time you talk to them. If they were to die tomorrow, or if you were to die tomorrow, would you guys be at each other's funerals? Are you going to be holding my casket? Like, those are the type of friends that I need. And if you have had friends like that in your life, and you guys fought over some miscommunication, or honestly, if you guys just fell off because life changes, I highly encourage you to fight for that friendship. Fight for that friendship. Call them. And so that is it for this first episode of Let's Cheers to That. I hope you guys enjoyed this video or this message. I want to keep having these conversations if you guys are open to it. I would love to turn this into a podcast one day. So let me know in the comment section down below some topics that you guys would like to discuss regarding friendships. And I will see y'all in the next one.